Hello everyone, this is Parvati here from Paru's Craftology. Today we'll be doing 3D decoupage using Craftreat 3D sheets that are released recently and have created a lot of buzz in the market. And here's a close-up pic of what I made. Let's get started. I'm using an MDF base and using this orange decoupage sheets. This comes in a pair of 3 sheets and they have actually labeled it well on which is layer 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 or how much soever layers are there. In this particular one it is till L5 and I'll be using this particular stencil because I thought they're going well together. Now to start the project, I am priming the base using white gesso and you'll see me using a flat brush here because I want those brush strokes to be seen on my project. Generally, if you know, I am more of a sponge dabber, but in this particular project I wanted that brush strokes to be seen. So yeah, now for the next layer I'm using a light lemony yellow. It's a chalk pen that I'm using here. Going with the same motion, creating the same kind of texture to the background. And next going on to olive green shade. Again, this is a chalk pen. The chalk pens used are from Craftreat. Craftreat has one of the best chalk pens. They have such luscious chalk pens. You have to try it if you have not yet tried. Now this layer I am just randomly applying so that I get a wooden kind of grainy effect on the mossy effect, to be precise, on the background. Now to start off with our 3D decoupage, I really like the borders, so I didn't want to waste it, neither did I want to use the entire sheet, so I decided to fussy cut the corners. So just for your reference, and if you have not done fussy cutting before, I thought I'll do a complete fussy cutting so that you see how it is done. You have to precisely cut it. On the edges, use a good pair of scissors so that the cuts are precise and crisp. So I thought I'll use it like corners like this. I did cut across the other corner also, and now fussy cutting the main layer or my first layer. Just doing a close-up again so that you get a clear picture of how this is to be done. So this will be my base layer and I'm thinking of using it on one corner because I want to stencil down this sentiment. And in similar ways, I am cutting down all other layers too. So if you watch this sheet, it's marked as L1, which means this is your first layer on top of your base layer. I've fussy cut all my layers, and now to the detailing, right? So this is a detail knife, and I'm using a silicone mat or a cutting mat beneath so that my surface is not ruined, and just ensuring that I am removing all the small tiny bits of whites inside, and we are left with just the main elements in this decoupage sheet. You can't do this with scissors, so it is a must that you have a precision knife with you for doing 3D decoupage. Fussy cut all other elements and then removing those white bits from all of them. There is the entire range of layers that we have. So I'm starting with decoupaging the corners with the corner cut elements that I showed you before. So if you see, my background and this corner elements are just completely nicely merging up as though they were meant to be together. So I'm really happy with my background there. I'm using a decoupage glue. You can use Mod Podge for the same. Sticking my base layer. Just to ensure that there are no bubbles, I'm just evening it out. Just checking that my stencil position will be okay with this 3D decoupage thing. Now to layering our decoupage paper. So we are using foam tapes, the double-sided foam tapes here. So it gives you a height and it gives you that 3D kind of an effect. So I'm using the normal double-sided foam tape here. And that's our layer 1. Now on to the outer layers, right? So we want the outer layers to look more 3D and rounded, so the oranges are generally round and we want those to pop out like that in our final result. So I'm using an embossing pad and some embossing tools here. These are available at Craft Shop. You can purchase this entire kit, the 3D decoupage, the embossing pad, the embossing tools, silicone glue, all of them together as a kit from Craft Shop. You can buy them separately also. There's no compulsion that you have to buy it as a kit alone. There are some amazing designs that have been launched by Craftreat. If you have not seen them yet, please do check them out, and the possibilities are endless and the end results are just amazing. So do check them out. I'm just following the same process for all my outer layers. So it gives you that rounded effect. And towards the last 2 or 3 layers, we won't be using foam tapes. It's only the base layers and layer 1 or 2 till where we use foam tapes. And now when we are on to the last layers, what we'll do is we'll emboss it, and then onto it we'll add some silicone glue because it actually gives you that 3D look. It doesn't go flat, it stays the way it is. So a generous amount of silicone glue, and you can see it pop out so beautifully. It's the first time I'm doing 3D decoupage and I'm quite happy with the results. If I can do it, you can do too. So do try this out. It gives immensely beautiful results. Diwali is coming. You can make something like a home decor. You can use it like a gift packaging, pack your gifts, and then on top of that you can use the flower 3D decoupage like a bow. I mean, as I told, right, the options and the opportunities, or whatever you call it, it's just endless. So here I've stenciled down my sentiment. That I decided I will go with the entire stencil because I just love how this has been designed by Priya. So all the elements go together so beautifully, and I love the coat. So I decided I'll just go with it completely. I've used a light paste here. It's a texture paste from Cinnabed actually. So the best part about this particular paste is that it is pigment absorbing. It is pigment friendly. It doesn't repel. So that's one of the reasons why I used it here. Some of the texture paste or modeling paste, what it does is it repels. So there are many projects of ours which we want that modeling paste to stay white. In those cases, those repelling pastes are very good option. But where you want that a height to be given to your stenciling and you want some coloring to be done, then in such cases this paste is a big boon. So I wanted to color it all down. I've colored it all down and it has beautifully turned out the way I wanted. I've used distress inks for the same. I'm distressing my edges so that it has a finished look. Right after this step, I did give it one more coat of distress that was using a light brown kind of shade, and to give it a bit more of 3D and a good pigment, I've used some 3D liners. I did end up adding some chipboard elements from Craftreat again to the top area because I thought it was a bit way too empty, and I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe till we meet again. It's Parvati signing off. Bye bye.